put a bowl of beef in your body. I hope no one else is doing a bit, but I'm doing a bit.
Daddy's got a pod.
I'm Casey Kasem, and this one's for the perverts.
Join us in our strange ritual.
That is time-traveling love smut.
I can only say horny in one season opener.
A medium amount of fun and an extra large amount of sweaty.
From the minds that brought you Giraffe and Amerisaur.
No regrets, no masters.
I got dick jokes to make, man. Leave me alone.
This is good. This is good for anyone.
This one's going to be weird. I'm very interested to see where this goes.
Hello, and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this show, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comic books, video games, and how it's hot boy summer, by which I mean it got into the mid-90s here in Colorado over the weekend, and I am a very sweaty boy.
It's hot Kyle summer.
If you want to have your own hot girl of the 21st century summer, please go over to patreon.com/debatethis.
/debatethiscast.
And subscribe to join us on Deconstructed, where we will be watching all 3 Xenon Girl of the 21st Century movies this summer and talking about them.
See this Lapidus.
It's the Zillogy.
That's the thing from the show, Todd. It is the Zillogy.
Zillogy is what I would scroll at night when I was longing for what houses I couldn't afford.
No, that's actually the religion that belongs to the website that you would scroll for houses that you can't afford.
Yeah.
You gotta have the right Zayton count.
Todd is a practicing Zillogist.
Yeah, what are your Zidichlorians like?
It's the stupidest fucking thing we're doing.
That's so good. So, we here at DT!HQ are always working on new ways to increase job satisfaction for our underlings in new and exciting ways without actually increasing salary raises.
That's the important part.
That's the important part. Salary increases are so blasé and really only highlight who is here for the paycheck and who is actually a part of the DT! Family. Since we have invited employees back to the office with a mandate stating that any employees who wish to continue to work from home kindly look for employment elsewhere, we have received complaints about packing a lunch, not being able to focus in an open floor plan, and I bought a house out of state because you told us work from home was permanent. And we all wanted to address all but 2/3 of those complaints.
I feel like we took a heel turn as a company in the past 2 episodes.
Well, it was the acquisition by Omnicore International.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we went global, we really went down the rabbit hole, as it were.
Who brought up the Omnicore International joke? Who did that?
Andrew.
I started it.
Okay, I've got questions for you.
Maybe next season we can break off and split and start our own independent firm.
Or
DT!HQ2?
Yeah, LLC.
LLC.
Matchbox 30.
Also that.
Good. So, with that said, we are pleased to announce the DT! Commissary. No longer will you have to settle for one of the 5 restaurants in the area that don't suck and can have your order ready fast enough for you to make it back to your desk in your allotted hour. Nor will you have to stomach food that takes on the unidentifiable flavor of the break room microwave.
I think at Todd's office that it's very identifiable in that it is only tuna or salmon, right?
It's not. It's. There's been some tragedies.
It's usually a combination of burnt popcorn and fish.
Yeah.
Who is making popcorn at 10 in the morning?
Perverts.
Your coworkers, apparently.
Well, all right. That Venn diagram's a circle.
The DT! Commissary will prepared a hot, affordable, citation needed, ready-to-order meal for you on premises so you can get right back to making number bigger.
I hate this. I hate it so bad.
I didn't read your copy before you started. That's really good.
It's really good.
But that's not all. Thanks to our connections in the industry, the DT! Commissary will be operated by a former video game star looking for a career change.
Could everybody hear the air quotes? Couldn't those come through? Okay, good.
In fact, we are interviewing candidates today, brought in by our top recruiters, Matt Cake Mania Cole, Andrew Hot Dog Bush Henderson, And Todd, my universe cooking star restaurant Thomas.
Really quickly, I think that hot dog bush might be the funniest combination of words I've ever seen.
Hot dog bush is really good.
I think, I mean, obviously these are all our college nicknames. Everyone called Matt Cake Mania for years.
Sure did, yeah.
That absolute shelf
Big
he's
fan
got
of
going
Hulk
on back
Hogan
there.
and cakes.
Hey, this is troubling. What's Hot Dog Bush? What's that reference to?
These are all kitchen management games that can
Shut up.
shovelware or shovelware adjacent. If my universe cooking star restaurant didn't tip you off there.
Yeah.
Hot Dog Bush was one in a list of names of kitchen management games that I couldn't leave
Matt's furiously
on that
Googling.
list.
Leave those typing noises in the final edit.
You know, I heard Hot Dog Bush opened up for Foo Fighters at
There it is.
Lollapalooza in
Yeah,
92.
damn it!
Right.
I was so close to a Bush joke. I've been furiously trying to rhyme Gavin Rossdale with hot dog words. Come back to me later.
You know, Bush jokes are like spiders. You're never more than 5 feet away from one.
Good.
What are we doing?
Todd, I said hot dog bush, and we're riffing off of that.
Sorry. It wasn't so much a what are we literally doing, it's just what are we, us four, doing. I guess I should have ended with our lives on this podcast, but you get it.
Again, I said hot dog bush, and you can, yeah, okay. So, applicants, please introduce yourself and tell me why you would be a good fit to run the DT! Commissary. We are also hoping to give the cafeteria a fresh coat of paint, as it were. So what fun name will you give to our commissary so our employees know that this is a fun spot to stay on premises during the 60 minutes of freedom they are allotted each day?
Gavin Saucedale, is that anything?
That is something.
It's not nothing.
Certainly something.
It's something.
Gavin Hot Dog Saucedale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to pitch it to me, Kyle?
Yeah, Matt, please take it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am happy to present to you the candidate that I have brought to lead the charge on the DT! Commissary, if you will. I'm going to step out of the way and let Mr. Pepper come in here and speak for himself.
I can't wait.
I thought he had a doctorate.
No, that's the other guy. Hey, it's me. It's Peter Pepper. Yep, that's what you're doing.
This voice, huh?
Anyway, so, my name's Peter Pepper. You probably know me from BurgerTime and some other stuff. I was kind of the first fast food chef in the video games, and, so they told me you were opening a new joint and you needed somebody with experience, and, that's who I am. I'm here, and they said I needed to name the restaurant, so I think after my nearly 45 years in the industry, I would like to name the restaurant after myself. PP's. PP's at DT! HQ.
Thank you, Mr. Pepper. I really appreciate you coming in today. Looking forward to hearing more from you later. I will answer any questions that you have, unless you would like to ask them directly to Mr. Pepper.
Oh, no, I want to be clear. Every question I'm asking today is going directly to Peter Pepper.
Yeah.
Peter Pepper, is your voice like a gravelly Bobby Flay, or is it a gravelly Hulk Hogan, or is it both? Please answer.
What I was kind of going for was like, you know, when you're like, I can do an impression, and you're like, hey, it's me, it's Gandalf.
Hey, it's me,
Yeah.
Peter Pepper.
It's more of a
I was trying to do
puberty monster Nick Kroll situation. That's kind of how I feel.
I was going for like that, but you know, I smoked cigarettes for years.
Sure.
Yeah, with the little Bobby Flay in there, I guess.
See, now you're kind of switching to more of a lunch lady situation.
Yeah, it's kind of a Bobby Flay lunch.
Come over here, give daddy some sugar.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
That's a little
We got
different.
there.
No, yeah, anyway, what?
Mr. Pepper, we're honored to have fast food video game royalty here with us today. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to make DT! HQ part of the PP dynasty.
Did you happen to bring a pack of pickled peppers with you?
Good question.
No. Why the fuck would you ask me that? I don't even like peppers. No.
It's weird. Is it-
My apologies.
This is Matt's inability to yes and.
Yeah. Is it weird to say that phrase? Like, even if you didn't, like...
It's
like
actually, it's not
peppers?
really peppers that I have a problem with. It's pickles. I hate pickles. I'll get to that. That's actually part of my answer to the next question. I don't
Not
want
like a
to.
big vinegar guy.
No.
Oh, time to start looking up food words that start with P, so I know what Matt's gonna do today.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you, Matt and Peter. Let's go over to Andrew. Andrew, who do you have interviewing for us today?
Hello, hi everybody. You may recognize my masked face and/or signature heavy black trench coat full of jangling doodads, or maybe by my signature catchphrase, "What are you buying?" That's right, it's me. Debate this side character and former merchant from Resident Evil 4, Merchant. That's right. Name and occupation, same answer.
That'll make the paperwork very
It's
easy.
actually really handy.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's 199. So after the RE4 remake released last year, I was ready for a change. So as part of a soul-searching backpacking trip across East Asia, I became inspired by a very common type of restaurant in Japan called yakiniku, which, if you haven't heard of it, is a restaurant concept in which you order a bunch of raw meat and you grill the meats right there at your own table using like a built-in grill. It's also known as Korean barbecue in some places in the States. Now, what's different with Korean barbecue is that the cuts of meat in yakiniku are all like paper thin, and the grills are very, very hot. So you like marinate your thin meats, you slap them on the grill, and they're done in 1 to 2 minutes, if that. Then you put them, you get a little soy sauce sesame blend. You can eat them straight from the grill, or you add them to a bowl of rice or veggies. And you got yourself a meal. You got yourself a do-it-your-own beef bowl, which, hey, who could want anything more for a hearty lunch, right?
Who doesn't love a good beef bowl?
I get up most days and say, I can't wait to just really
Put a bowl of beef in your body.
Just
pull a
horf
bowl
whole
of beef
thing
in my body. It's the
Yeah.
words that I say.
I honestly track my life from beef bowl to beef bowl.
As they say, the taste will destroy you. And so, that was for Todd. And
That's a
so,
Go ahead joke.
It was a Yobogoya joke.
yeah. So I'd like to pitch this grill your own assorted meats concept for the DT exclamation point employee cafeteria. Now, what's really great about this restaurant concept is, one, it's fully immersive and gives customers the experience of slaving over a hot, sweaty grill and coming home smelling like onions. Which, again, who's among us doesn't want to feel like we put in 10 hours at a fast food restaurant? But two, and most importantly, having the customers cook their own food reduces the need for actual kitchen staff, i.e. full-time labor.
Oh, we do like that.
Yeah. So here's how it works. People enter. I'll be there to greet them and show them to their seats. After a few minutes with the menu, I come back to the table and I open my coat, like you know how I do in the game. And I'll be revealing all of the day's special cuts of meat in my very smelly black trench coat.
In your coat.
That's my bit.
Oh no.
That's how it works.
It's slabs of bacon that's unrolling like a fruit roll up as you open your coat.
Yeah, I mean, how else would you do it? People make their orders by answering one simple question that also happens to be the name of the restaurant, which is, of course, what are you frying?
Oh, that's really good. I thought you were
That's
going to do what are you
real good.
grilling, but what are you frying's really
Frying's
good.
What are you
good.
frying's good? I
Yeah.
really like the raw cuts of meat in the trench
Just
coat.
kind of hanging there.
Really combines the safety and security you feel from a back alley deal with the safety and security you feel buying food from a wet market. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the bacteria will probably cook off.
The bacteria is like negative numbers and they cancel each other out.
It feels like you've really just taken the fully immersive. Kyle said wet market. I was thinking more like you go to like the Boston fish market, you know? Only instead of seeing fish hanging out on ice, it's slabs of beef from under your armpit. And I feel like
I mean, it's basically
Yeah.
the same thing.
just
Yeah.
a different, more Midwest version.
Would the Boston would a fish market not
It is a wet
count
market.
as a wet market? Okay.
Yeah, we just don't use that term because of COVID.
Because
Yeah,
of
I guess that's
yeah.
that's on me.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to reevaluate myself.
I mean, we don't sell like live animals in markets, but
Have
Yeah,
you been to Florida,
but-
Andrew?
it's
Are
basically
we still talking about your bit?
That's it. I mean, what are you frying?
No, we're this is a wet market podcast now.
Oh, all right.
Gross.
Todd.
I want off this ride. Yeah, that's great.
Todd, show us your recruit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him. Oh no, he's pushing past me. Oh, he's in the room now. You must truly be in dire straits to call for me, lords and ladies of the Council of DT. Never fear. It is I, King Logan, the hero of Fable 3. You see, if you've not played Fable 3, King Logan's your older brother. He's a piece of shit.
Hey, all 7 of you have played Fable 3. I hope you're
Shut
doing
up.
all right.
There's at least a dozen people out there.
There's dozens of us.
I hope the economy is treating you well.
No, I've heard of this. They got Hugh Jackman back to do this whole thing.
That's what it was. Yeah. They did a black and white version. It was really artistic.
Didn't a Fable game just get like announced?
Fable 4 was. They just did a
It
deeper.
gets announced every year.
They did a deeper reveal of it at the Xbox
Gotcha.
thing.
Hot
recently.
Jeff Summer.
Yeah, Hot Jeff Summer.
That's why Hot Dog Bush sounds so good.
Back to this. You see, I'm the one you turn to when you find yourselves needing to make hard choices for the greater good. I've observed your current cafeteria setup. I find your flow of traffic abysmal. Your markups pitiful. Your ability to upsell little treats with each latte sold, pathetic. That's why I'm here. You referenced fresh paint. Oh, paint we will. You see, I was able to secure next to no-cost paint from an industrial supplier beyond international waters. Over the course of a weekend this summer, we'll have unpaid interns spruce up the place with the finest, most leaded of paints in all of the lands. The feng shui of the space is horrid. It does not beckon the patrons to stay and spend their money. You see, we will be charging patrons a parlor fee on top of each purchase to sit and enjoy their little treats for 45 minutes. Now, Logan, I hear you cry, would this not encourage the common folk to not sit and enjoy their meals? Incorrect. You see, eating at their desks is strictly outlawed. And by paying a small parlor fee of $3.99 pre-tax post-gratuity, these lazy lunchers will think, well, I've paid for the parlor fee, so I guess I should spend the next 43 minutes and 30 seconds in the cafe. You see what we're doing here. These are just a few of the tough but necessary choices that we will be having to make to bring DT's cafe into more prosperous times. Join me as we unveil the warm, cozy, and immensely profitable Morningwood Cafe. See, it's funny because there's actually a place called Morningwood in Fable 3, and I didn't know what to do with that, and it just kind of felt right. It's morning spelled, well, so in Fable 3, it's morning as in you're mourning something.
M-O-U-R.
And I feel like this has to be morning as in like good morning, but then that's also Morningwood. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the joke, and I didn't want to leave it ambiguous, so... yeah,
that certainly didn't do that then. So good job.
it's Morningwood, I think, spelled like morning, like good morning, and wood, like the euphemism.
It's an innuendo. Yeah,
It is an innuendo.
It's an innuendo name, but people like that. That's
People do like that.
yeah.
It's cheeky.
It's cheeky and fun.
We'll probably talk more about it in post show. The short on Fable 3 for the other 11 of you that played it that aren't me is that. Spoiler alert for this game that's like 10 years old now, something like that, 15 years old.
Yeah.
You are the younger brother of the King of Albion, and he's doing tons of shitty stuff. And you're like, I'm going to usurp my evil brother. And you get there, and you're like, I'm going to take the kingdom from you. And he's like, that's fine. Hey, all that shitty stuff I was doing because we're going to be attacked by a really evil thing, and I had to make cost-saving decisions because otherwise we'd all die. So good luck, fuck you, here's the kingdom. And so it's like a fun little like reveal that he was evil but trying to save the people. Anyway, you've brought him here to make you've brought me here to make tough decisions to create a profitable cafe.
All right. So we have fast food, video game royalty, and peepees. We have a fun
Bowls of meat.
do-it-your-own meal, bowls of meat with what are you frying? And Morningwood, a hip, cool joint run by a shrewd businessman.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it. That's the TLDR, I think, if anything.
Yeah.
Everything that Logan said did sound hip and cool. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
very. Leaded paint. I don't know much about paint, but that sounds fun.
it could be fun.
Yeah. All right. So, everyone, before we hire you, we need to see how developed your customer service skills are. So we're going to do a little interview role play here. So can you all tell me a time you had a negative customer interaction and what you did to make the moment right for that customer? Peter, why don't you kick us off?
See, that's the thing with all these new young chefs. They come in here and they talk about the leaded paint and the fancy cooking tables, and they don't know what it was like back in the old days when there were any rules about what customers could do to a chef. See, back when I opened my first BurgerTime in '82, they could just come around and they could just tackle you. And it happened to me all the time. There was a Mr. Pickle, there was a Mr. Egg, there was a Mr. Hot Dog. All three of those motherfuckers, they used to just chase me all over the restaurant when I didn't get the order right. You know what I did? I sprayed pepper in the face. I sprayed the pepper in the face, and then I squished them with a burger. And you know what? You don't hear from them no more, but you're still hearing from PP. Mr. PP still here, still making burgers. So I don't know what else you need to know about customer service, because I've been in this industry long enough to know how to handle a customer and how to make it right.
That incident will forever go down as the spite of 82.
I was trying to get there.
Yeah.
I was trying to get there.
I know
Good.
you were.
I was going to say the burger of 82.
Every time I set somebody up for a bite of 82 joke, I feel like the second person to touch a volleyball on a winning volleyball team.
Good. Okay, we're not sure we want our kitchen staff spraying our employees in the face with peppers, but we'll talk about it.
Sounds like they deserved it.
We'll have HR come down. They'll smooth things over.
If we're going full heel turn this season in DT, then I think this was the workers' fault. That's there. You can claim negligence on this one.
Yeah. We'll find a loophole. It'll be fine. Mr. Merchant.
You can just call me Merchant.
Merchant.
The formalities aren't required.
Mr. Merchant is my dad.
Mr. Merchant is my father. So understand, this would not be my first foray into food service. Long ago, before I was Merchant, I ran a small independent bakery in East New Jersey. Where it is doesn't matter. But just for context, this is back in the very, very early aughts, right? So back then, Chipotle was just coming up. The whole build your own, make your own thing was very, very niche. Definitely not ready for the mainstream yet. But I had a concept that was, pretty similar to this, but it was all about pastries, and people could make their own pastries. So you'd go up to the counter and you'd see an assortment of fruits, chocolates, and various puddings and mousses. And, I would even let you basically pick your base and lay them out in a 6 to 8 inch circular pan. It was this really unique experience that I called, "What are you pieing?"
Again,
I see what
saw
we're
it.
gonna do.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Now, for every person who got it, there were two more who just flat out didn't, right? As you can imagine, tons of people would come through thinking they were just buying the individual fillings. Others would make comments well, I could just go buy a baked pie. Blah. The worst, though, my God, the worst was this dude who just kind of shambled in looking real out of it. He stands in the doorway what feels for minutes, a long amount of time, and he's just mumbling. And it's it's kind of but eventually it's muere, 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 followed by an exclamation of more les vivir, more les vivir, more les vivir. And then his head exploded and these snake-like tentacles emerged from his gory neck stump. Now, fortunately, I was able to defuse the situation. I had one more emergency knife that I stabbed in his side and then immediately set the body on fire so it wouldn't come back quicker and more powerful.
Wow, that's
food service.
quick thinking. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
No, we get it.
We get it.
I see what you're doing.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I hope you don't have to stab any of our employees, but
Well, customers. customers.
Yeah,
Well, I
they
guess
would
there
be
are
customers.
employees,
There
yeah.
would be customers at that point. But if you did, again, sure
They
they
probably
deserved
deserved
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then Logan. King Logan, I'm sorry. Why don't you tell us of a bad customer interaction you had?
Well, I do look forward to being the king of Morningwood Cafe.
There it is.
Canonically, I am no longer the king following the events of Fable 3. You see, it's very convoluted.
Is King like president though, where you keep the title even after you've left the
Yes,
position?
it is. No further discussion. It is. Yes, conflict is something that all great leaders must deal with, and squash, as there are a few things. There are a few things that matter more than securing the future of our great corporation. You see, I served as the active serving sitting king. I don't know, now that we've had this discussion, I don't know what these words actually mean. I've served as king for many years of a long, prosperous Albion, and then the advisor to the king after for reasons that are not so important to get into. During that time, many conflicts, hard choices, and, quote, negative customer interactions took place. For example, you see, there had been a shortage of workers in Albion for years. The fields and factories starved for workers with skills and energy and youthful fingers to work the complex machinery. Now, there were many great ideas thrown around, but after taking the temperature of the people, I did what was most noble and right for the future of our city. You see, I initiated the greatest work-study program Albion had ever seen. Suddenly, the youth were gifted real on-the-job skills and experiences that would benefit them far into their surely long-lived lifetimes. All it took was closing the schools and converting them to factories. I single-handedly ushered in another industrial revolution. As the kids say, if we would allow them to say things, the trades were eating good because we made hard choices that ultimately served everyone to their best.
The trades
In Fable 3, you have to make really stupid decisions like this.
the trades were eating good, not like the orphans working though.
No, the youth and the people were not.
Yeah.
The trades, though.
Yeah.
We do like the idea of implementing a work-study program. We do value in education here at DT HQ almost as much as we value free labor. So some great ideas coming out of Logan.
We've made the joke that I'm guessing, Andrew, you played Fable 3.
Mm-hmm.
Matt and Kyle, I'm guessing you did not play Fable 3.
Absolutely not.
No.
Boy, I cannot wait in the post-show to talk about the stupid ethical choices they make you make in Fable 3.
I feel like
Yeah,
we've talked about the stupid ethical choices.
We've definitely talked about them, and I can't
We
wait to
have.
get into them.
It's very like, do you want to save the baby or throw the baby in the river? Like it's,
Yeah.
those are the two
No.
things.
It's do you want to save the baby that will cost the town $100,000,
Yeah.
or do you want to throw the baby in the river and get $20,000? And you're like, well,
That's $3,000.
That's a $120,000 swing. Yeah.
it really goes from the very first ethical choice you make is like truly a hard ethical choice, and then after that, it's like, do you want to do the shitty thing that is going to get you money, or the evil thing, or the very good thing that's going to cost you money?
Good. Fun.
You know, like games do.
Like games do. Yeah. So, applicants, a big draw of hiring a video game character to run the commissary is having you inject some of your personal tastes into the menu. We feel like our employees will really enjoy the menu if it's more personal to you and not just same old, fried slop you can get anywhere. So, can you give us an example of an entree, a side, and a dessert that you, our applicant, would add to the menu? Pete.
Yeah, of course, I'd be happy to. So, you might think me, PP of BurgerTime, might introduce something like a burger, but here's the thing. I've been working up something else. I got a shrimp po' boy. Shrimp po' boy's pretty good.
Ooh.
I like my shrimp po' boy, and everybody else likes it too. I'd put my shrimp po' boy on the menu, and then, as a side, my special pepper. Yes, Peter's Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
You can get Peter's Pepper at Pee-Pee's, of course. It's a side. It's not just a seasoning, it's a side. And then, for dessert. Now, you might remember from my... I kind of lost the accent there. Hold on.
You did.
I know. I'm not feeling good about it. What does Bobby Flay sound like? Damn.
Hey, it's me, BurgerTime. Hey,
It's me, Burger Time. Over. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm back. Thanks.
Bobby Flay.
I appreciate the boost there, boys. So then my last one is a milkshake. You might remember from Burger Times back in the 80s. We had the milkshakes and the ice creams running around there, bonus points. We're bringing them back. Everybody loves them. And, look, I get it. I'm fucking Pee-Pee. I'm Pee-Pee's from Burger Times. Of course I'm gonna have a fucking burger. It's the chef special burger, fries, milkshake. Here at Pee-Pee's at DT exclamation point HQ.
Can I step out of the bit for a second here?
Yeah.
I'm a hybrid worker. I'm in the office sometimes. Boy, if I came to work and they were like, hey, for lunch today, you're going to have a po' boy, some peppers, and a milkshake.
Shrimp po' boy.
I'd shit myself.
Yeah, I'm already shitting and farting and pissing all over the place.
I'm so sweaty, first off. Just sweaty and lethargic from the combination of fried shrimp, and like the sloppiest bun you've ever had, and then a milkshake.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
The only better thing to add heavy dairy.
a shrimp po' boy at 11 a.m. on a Thursday in July?
And your respite from that, some peppers.
Yeah.
Probably
No.
grilled.
Let me be clear. I didn't say peppers. I said pepper. Like black pepper, like the shake.
Just a
little pepper.
We're just gonna eat cracked black pepper as a
it's the cinnamon
side.
challenge style.
Yeah, you just get a little
Good.
cup of it. A little 1 ounce cup.
Do a little shooter of pepper.
I can remember the last po' boy I had. It was in Louisiana, and I got food poisoning. And I'm having nom-like flashbacks thinking about having a po' boy when the sun is up.
You super didn't get on Zoom.
And then having to do
later.
4 more hours of work.
Right. Talking about budget reports.
Like, I will never po' boy in PowerPoint.
So you see here in quarter 3.
Kyle, camera on, please. I will not.
Nope. I am white. I am just pale white.
All right, Merchant, why don't you run us through some of your menu for us?
Yeah, so I mentioned before I did a cross-Asia backpacking trip recently, and during that trip, I had a lot of downtime while sitting on trains and spending nights in crowded hostels. So I did what every broke 20, 30-something-year-old does. I downloaded TikTok, and I sat on TikTok for hours. And one of the trends that I found most fascinating were these accounts. I don't know if you've seen them, but these people get dehydrators and they put candy through dehydrators, and it makes them all fluffy and crunchy, like a little midday snack, right? So I think this could be a perfect inclusion to this grill your own food concept restaurant. Now, just with the main course, people can choose from among their favorite prepackaged candies and add them to the dehydrator. Granted, it takes at least 12 hours, so they'll have to enjoy their side the next day. But hey, one more reason to come to the office.
Exactly.
Now, I'm thinking this side dessert course will need its own theme. So when offering the dessert menu, same as before, I open the coat. Here's all my Nerds clusters and assorted Twizzlers. And I'll have to change it up. Something like, what are you drawing?
Oh,
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
you got the hat trick, boys.
Didn't see it coming. That one, I knew the second one was coming, and I should have seen the third one. That one, that was good.
Thank you.
Excellent. I want some dehydrated candy right now.
But let me
Real
remind
talk, though,
you can't have it until tomorrow.
you gotta wait a full business.
We gotta
you
wait
will need to
12
wait.
hours. So while
But
we're
like
waiting,
real talk, that dehydrated candy always looks really good.
it does.
Yeah.
I bet those air-filled Skittles are delicious.
I have to imagine.
You gotta stop doing this to me. All right. So while we wait for our dehydrated candy, Logan, why don't you tell us some of your menu items?
I see you grimace at some of my budget-driven decisions. I understand. Running a successful business is for the shrewd and not those who lack the stomach for hard choices. Speaking of stomachs, let me tell you what we'll have featured at the Morningwood Cafe. The daily entree of a full meal begins with crunchy chick nuggets. Patrons will find a pile of the crunchiest, prepared by the lowest bidder, chick-in protein on their tray each day. Each order of crunchy chick nuggets will also come with a side of sopping wet tofu, or at least something that resembles tofu. You may work up quite the appetite chasing around those little guys, so the tofu is quite a nice balance because it wouldn't run away from you. Life, morality, and your weight is all about balance, you see, so for dessert, I've sourced from the deepest corners of Albion a fresh, daily delivered order of Dark Sanctum pies.
Okay.
You see,
No, I gotta. Are you making people? Is this people?
It
'Cause
sounds
feels
like
This
people.
is people.
It does.
the first two items are clearly not people.
Clearly not. Obviously not. It's the Morningstar chicken. Yeah.
it's I can't legally call it protein, though it is
Yeah.
live chicks. Yes. I have no ingredients for the Dark Sanctum pies. The internet wouldn't list them, except you get them from an evil dark sanctuary protected by a dark brotherhood. So,
So it's definitely people. Got it.
Absolutely, it's people.
hang on, I got more of my bit.
So a local business, though.
It is a local business. It is. You do have to, if you buy them outside of our shop, you just need to go to their Etsy store.
Yeah. Farm to table.
Yeah, farm to table. Farmer to table. Those who need a reprieve or feel like they deserve a little treat from the jobs that we so benevolently have given to them can find it deep in a pie created in the dire temple guarded by an evil brotherhood. And as a bonus, it tastes quite delicious a la mode. Yeah, there's no ingredients to Dark Sanctum pies. So, like,
Most certainly people.
Fable 3, you have a morality scale. And weirdly enough, I've listed 3 foods here. Crunchy chicks,
Yeah.
tofu, and Dark Sanctum pies. The fastest way to gain a lot of evil points in Fable 3 or any Fable game is to just buy up crunchy chicks, which is an actual food, and just eat handfuls of living chicks. And you watch your morality scale just go
Just
down.
plummet.
Weird.
Just plummet. In a yin and yang style, tofu gives you positive morality points because, yes. But yeah, the Dark Sanctum pie, you go to a temple called the Dark Sanctum, guarded by a brotherhood, and there's a shop there where you can buy Dark Sanctum pies.
And what do those do
Probably
to your
people.
morality?
Oh,
your
it's not
morality
good,
bar?
Kyle.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, not good for your morality, or your character can also, like, become larger or smaller in, like, waist size. And I think Dark Sanctum pies is the most mass-gaining, evil point-gathering food.
Good.
Really, it's just calorie-dense is what I would call it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
A lot of bang for your buck with a Dark Sanctum pie.
Sounds like it.
It's my favorite little Debbie.
A lot of bang for your buck and a lot of muck for your bang. Am I right?
Hey.
We can't keep doing this.
All right. All this interviewing has been very thirsty work. So we're gonna take a quick break, get some drinks, maybe try some of Pete's milkshakes or something while we're at it. But when we come back, we want to hear from you guys. How are we going to get the employees to come eat in the commissary? We really want to make sure our employees are utilizing this great resource. So what promotions, deals, or services are you going to offer to encourage our staff to never have to leave the property during work hours? When we come back. If you want to have your own hot girl of the 21st century summer, please go over to patreon.com/debatethis
Cast
Oh,
and subscribe.
/debate this cast.
/debatethiscast and subscribe to join us on Deconstructed, where we will be watching all 3 Xenon Girl of the 21st Century movies this summer and talking about them.
See this Lapidus.
It's the Zillogy.
That's the thing from the show, Todd. It is the Zillogy.
Zillogy is what I would scroll at night when I was longing for what houses I couldn't afford.
No, that's actually the religion that belongs to the website that you would scroll for houses that you
Gotcha.
can't afford.
Yeah.
You gotta have the right Zayton count.
Todd is a practicing Zillogist.
Yeah, what are your Zidichlorians like?
It's the stupidest fucking thing we're doing.
So good. All right, we are back. Applicants, once again, we just want to hear what kind of deals, promos, special services are you going to offer to the employees of DT exclamation point HQ to make sure that they don't go off site and come down and eat in the commissary? Pete, start us off.
Yeah, that's an easy question. See, it's the deals. The deals is where we really get them. So, the idea is you want people to eat 2 meals in the commissary every day. And people think it's easy to make those 2 meals breakfast and lunch, but you want it to be lunch and dinner. You want a good dinner special so everybody's leaving late. So, here's what we're gonna do. Every day for lunch, we're gonna do a special on the chef's special. The PP's chef's special, that's the burger and fries, because that's what you want for lunch. We know you don't want a shrimp po' boy at 11 a.m., but
But a burger feels different.
but every day at 5:45.
I lost the accent again. I go a little too southern and it falls apart.
You gotta come back. Your home base is hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah,
It's
hey, I'm
BP.
walking
Yeah.
here. Yeah, you're right.
That's your home base.
So every day at 4:45, we're gonna do a special of buy one get one free on po' boys, and that's the thing, Kyle. Every day at lunch is PP time. Oh, I can't even do it. Every day at lunch is
You're so
PP
close.
time. And every day at dinner is popo time. But here's the thing. Not all the pee-pee times are popo times. But all the popo times are pee-pee times.
wait, Matt, are you saying this is a BOGO Pobo?
A bogo popo.
It is really hard to turn down a BOGO Pobo.
Listen, your PP Popo times joke is very, very good, Matt. And no, I'll save it for good vibes. I'll save it for good vibes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Save it for
Yeah,
good
you do
vibes.
that.
Merchant,
Oh fuck.
can you do better than a BOGO Pobo?
BOGO Popo? Listen, it's pretty common now that offices do, regular like 4 p.m. in office happy hours, or they even have kegerators built in to encourage employees to hang out after regular work hours. I think we can step this up and offer something even better. Tiki drinks. Who doesn't love a good tiki drink? I love a good tiki drink. I know you guys love a good tiki drink. I don't actually know that. I just assume that because everybody does.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't love a good
I know
tiki
what you're
drink?
doing, Andrew.
100%.
I
you
know
don't.
what you're doing.
No, you don't. You have no idea what I'm doing. Now, to stay on theme, I'm thinking customize your own tiki drink. And I'll even make the drinks myself and serve them in those reusable, fun little tiki mugs. And when I'm about to shake the cocktail, I ask people the all-important question, what are you Mai Tai-ing?
I fucking knew it. I knew it. Oh, I knew it. As soon as you said tiki drink,
drinks.
I did the Jimmy Neutron brain blast where I'm
Yeah.
like,
What would have really convinced me that you did have it, Todd, is if you wrote it down, you held it up to camera.
Yeah.
I started typing it. I swear to Christ, because if Andrew wouldn't have said it, I was going to bring it up later. But my thought process was, it's got to rhyme with buy. What is a drink that I've had blended with ice with a little paper umbrella and Mai Tai? It's Mai Tai. It's
Yeah.
one for my. Like I hit the buzzer and I started to alert the rest of the townsfolk that it was coming.
Yeah, you're like Batman in the Dark Knight. He's going for the Mai Tai. We gotta get him.
Yep.
Get the bet. Yeah, that's my answer.
It's what are we Mai Taiing? I
It's
do
still really good.
do love a good Mai Tai.
Like I saw it in the way that Andrew and I are both treasure hunters, and he took off, and I'm like, I have to figure it out. I figured out that he was going the wrong way on the path. And that's what just happened here.
Yeah.
What's the line in Indiana Jones? It's J wasn't in the Latin alphabet or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know
All
what I'm
right.
talking about.
I do.
You get it.
Okay, Logan, what kind of deals you got for us?
Yeah. The accent is just Michael Fassbender acting pompous. I'm so glad you asked because I want nothing. Michael Fassbender did voice this character, which is weird. I didn't know that.
Fun.
Oh, wow.
I'm so glad you asked because I want nothing more than to ensure the prosperity of our dear Kingda I Mean Corporation. That's why I'm thrilled to initiate our new Earn community program. EARN, spelled EARN, stands for Engaging Activity-Filled Residential Neighborhood. It is an on-site housing community for our employees. You see, this default opt-in program is a benefit for our loyal DT family. By agreeing to just siphon off a measly 80% of their pre-tax wages, employees will no longer have to worry about their cost of living, as they are offered a luxury 10 by 10 room, complete with bed, sitting and activity space, and also a toilet/shower. It is truly the best benefit to our people, as the cost increase each year will always be 1% less than our annual cost of living adjustment increase, leaving our employees with room to celebrate their employment and perhaps, enjoy an additional dark sanctum pie and celebration.
We will get you in touch with our HR, because we have had factory housing circled on the big DT exclamation point whiteboard for a while. So
can you just fucking imagine if you went to, like, for whatever reason, met with like your supervisor or HR, and you saw the words like factory housing or employment housing circled on a board?
Yeah.
Is that when you see red and you start throwing hands? Is that it?
Yeah.
I would be sending out resumes in that meeting.
Yeah.
In front of them.
I've never gone Instagram live, but for that I would.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have a lot to consider today. We will, our people will call your people in just a few minutes here. But before we send you off, can you guys give us some closing statements?
Yeah, here's the thing. You know what I am. You know what I do. I've been in this business for a long time. And if you want a real restaurant, you go to Pee-Pee's. If you want some restaurant, well, then I don't really give a shit.
Great. Merchant.
This will be single-handedly the best cost saver to DT exclamation point, comma, an Omnicore, a subsidiary of Omnicore International LLC Limited. And if you believe otherwise, what are you denying?
Good. Way to finish strong, man.
I was like, oh wow, Andrew really didn't. Oh, there it is. All right.
He's got one more. Can he bring it home? Logan.
You asked for a successful cafe, and I've offered you a vision of what that can be. A prosperous cafe can only be built upon the rubble of comfort. People will reject our bold choices at first. They always do. But if you look at this chart, you'll see the direct correlation as their will to rebel trends downward, profits will increase accordingly and exponentially on the y-axis.
Fantastic. All right.
There's something, profits equal will to rebel divided by time.
Yes.
Rubble of comfort is
Rubble
quite a
of
phrase.
comfort is
Yeah.
amazing.
Are you telling me that their toilet/shower is not good enough?
Rubble of Comfort is my favorite Hot Dog Bush song.
Man.
All right.
Take it away, Gavin Saucedale.
There's the episode title.
Glizzy Rosdale is we're gonna run over to Taco Bell and grab some lunch, and when we come back we will have a decision for you. But while we're gone, why don't you guys do some good vibes? And actually, I want to kick this off. These were all very good bits, guys. You guys were very self-deprecating before we started recording, and these were all very good bits.
I wonder if it's obvious that we haven't recorded in like 3 weeks and we're all just like getting this through it.
Yeah.
Our lives have all been very scattered, and so after 3 weeks we're back to recording and we're like, oh, can't wait to bring the weird energy.
We'll find out. I'm going to start with Andrew. Andrew, I really appreciate that while Matt and Todd both did voices, you did a character who we all know the voice of from past episodes of this show, and just made him sound like you, like Andrew Henderson.
I knew ahead of time I wasn't going to be able to sling it. Like I can't keep that up that long. So I didn't. I just didn't try.
I love the fact that maybe his real voice isn't that.
Yeah.
And
just
he
kinda
like he
a
went
bit, yeah.
backpacking and exploring, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I need a bit."
It's some showmanship. Yeah.
It's his
Yeah.
business voice.
Yeah. Like Joe Rogan isn't naturally that red. He holds his breath for a really
He
long
knows
time.
the
He
redder
records.
he is, the more listeners he gets.
He's got a PA to oil him up beforehand.
He slaps every visible inch of his body a lot.
Yeah.
Matt, I appreciate you stuck with the voice at possibly detriment to your own health, and as you struggled to maintain it, good on you. And then Todd, fantastic bit, just good bit.
Making the tough choices.
We don't do Fable enough, apparently.
Hey, we will, since a new one's coming out.
A new one's coming out.
We'll do it again when it gets announced next year for
Yeah.
Summer Games Fest.
I'm done. Do your own good vibes.
Yeah, Andrew, like Kyle said, I think it's really good that Todd and I committed to a voice and then you committed to not doing a voice. That's really funny. And look, sometimes you put your puns out on the wall for everybody to see, and you get to walk by and appreciate them like pieces of fine art. And that's what we got to do with your answer today. And I like that a lot. Todd, the only things I know about Fable I've heard from you on this podcast, or from you because we were talking about Fable because of this podcast. Those are the only things I know about Fable. But I do know that there are a lot of choices, and I liked the voice that you did because I was afraid I was going to be the only one to do a voice, and I'm glad that I wasn't. So, yeah, good job, everybody. It's good to be back.
Matt, you know what is a really deceptively good arcade game? Fucking BurgerTime.
Hell yeah, dude.
BurgerTime rules. What a good answer. What a good pool. I love that game so much, and I love the like dumb little dumpy sausages or hamburger buns that you spray pepper on the sausages. I love it. That was a great answer. You committed to the lower South End Brooklyn chef from 1982, and I have to commend you for that. Todd, similarly, I had the thought like your King, what is his name? King Edward King
Logan.
Logan.
King Logan. Your King Logan and my Loki are like Predator handshake.
Yeah.
The same. Really funny. I also a really good. These were both really good, like more obscure answers that I appreciated. Like, I mean, granted, like BurgerTime is related to food, but I don't immediately think of BurgerTime being a food-based game.
Yeah.
So I think these were both really fun answers for their obscurity and how they kind of like were not obvious answers. Very fun. The like absolute chaos with King Logan is great. I think King Logan is the best part of Fable 3. And
Oh yeah.
while that is a low bar, he is a high point. So yeah, well done for both of you.
Yeah, I loved hearing all about Pee-Pee, Peter Pepper. Sorry, I just, in my mind, he's Pee-Pee.
It's PP.
Because of what you've done to us today. I am one of those people that have never played BurgerTime, but obviously have seen BurgerTime, and so I'm inclined to believe that it slaps.
You can play it on
as Andrew-
Switch. It's on the Virtual Console.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, there you go.
It is. I think the best way to describe it is a better Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it's 100% a
okay.
better. Or actually, I would almost go as far as to say it's a better Donkey Kong Jr. than
Yeah,
regular
DK
Donkey
Jr.
Kong,
Jr.
but
is better.
same point.
I did an image search and saw like a gameplay shot, and I was like, oh, it's a Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I love what you did. Your Pee-Pee and Popo joke is underrated.
Yeah.
Also,
top notch.
Pee-Pee and Popo are my favorite ice climbers.
Good.
And I also want to thank you today for making me remember the one time that I knowingly got food poisoning from one specific food. And then also kind of reliving one of the worst days of my entire life that followed. All because of that was a catfish po' boy. So I don't put that fully on you.
Yeah.
Hey kids, don't ever order a catfish po' boy from a place you don't trust.
Don't go to New Orleans and expect to be able to eat all of the food instantly and not shit yourself
Yeah,
constantly.
that's it's on me. I know that.
Yeah.
Andrew, I love what you did. As soon as I saw
Thanks, man.
merchant, I was like, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we all probably at some point Googled like famous merchants or food people in video games and started to see merchants number one. it was like, if you hadn't done merchant, I was gonna do the other goofy shopkeeper, the very large man, from the giant goth mommy, Resident Evil.
Oh, from 7 or from 8 from Village.
You could say any number, and I wouldn't. Village, yes, that
yeah,
one.
Dimitrescu, I think, is from Village.
Yeah,
I haven't played
that,
the new ones, so I don't.
That one. There's a goofy proportioned shopkeeper who like rolls into the scene all the time. And he's like, oh, like out of hands. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, something about Resident Evil and weird shopkeepers, and I like what you did. Also, I want you to know I spent a lot of this episode trying to find a joke with like reply all or a work email joke that ended up with why are you replying? And I like couldn't quite get there, but I feel like the pieces might be.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
You got time. Yeah.
Good time.
All right. So me and the rest of the DT execs all walk back in. We've got a nice large Baja Blast in our hands. We made our decision. So first up, merchant. We really, really liked your idea for the commissary. We did call legal, and they put an immediate kibosh on open grills on the tables in our commissary. Just immediately no. They said unless we also put an infirmary in the building, and we're not doing that. So we would love to come to What Are You Frying when you do eventually open it, but it will not be in DT exclamation point HQ.
I am going to rebuttal with my answer. What are you complying?
No, I guess that means you should be. What are you goodbying?
Yeah, we are goodbying, unfortunately. Pete, we really appreciate what you've done for the industry and the business. Unfortunately, one of the execs did have one of your po' boys and immediately fell asleep, and we cannot lose that afternoon productivity by having po' boys available, especially BOGO pobos available. We think it's gonna kill our afternoon productivity, and we can't have that. So that brings us to King Logan. We would love to open Morningwood Cafe here in DT exclamation point HQ.
What a great business decision.
Wild.
Not only for the ideas you brought to us, we really think your business acumen vibes with much of the board of DT exclamation point HQ. Really Omnicorp. Omnicorp really likes your vibe. They want to talk partnership. They want to talk brand deals. Yeah, they're bringing you on. So congratulations to Todd, our recruiter, who brought us King Logan today.
I can't wait to introduce to you Morningwood Cafe Express, or as we call Morningwood Cafe Quickie.
Good.
Is that good?
Excellent.
That's not anything.
That's something.
Gross.
It's not nothing.
Good.
Don't tell the execs that the pies are people.
Yeah.
They aren't asking.
Or
we do.
Or we do.
This is a fiscal year 25 has been a heel turn. So who knows?
Yeah.
Make the moral decision.
Yeah.
Make pies out of cheap ingredients or people.
The people that get sent to the infirmary from grill related burns will be turned into pies.
Charred grilled pies.
Yep. That's going to do it for us today at Debate This. Thank you for listening. You can follow along with the arguments on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DebateThisCast, or on our website at debatethiscast.com. Have you, our dear listener, ever come to the end of an episode like this one right now and found yourself wondering, man, I really like listening to Debate This 3 out of every 4 Tuesdays each month, and I just wish that I could turn that 3 into a 4. I would like an extra helping of Debate This each month. Well, I have good news for you, listener. It's called the Debate This Premium Feed, and it is available right now through our Patreon at patreon.com/debatethiscast. Subscribing right now at the low price of $5 a month will get you all of the current and past episodes of our exclusive Patreon show, Deconstructed, a Disney Channel original movie watch-along podcast. And that includes our 3 episodes of Hot Girl of the 21st Century Summer, where we will be watching all 3 Xenon Girl of the 21st Century movies and talking about them. Until next time, I've been your host, Kyle Harper.
I'm Matt. Tofu is the Red Bull to Morality Point's wings. Cole?
I'm Andrew. I'm opening up an Easter egg service and calling it "What Are You Dying?" Henderson.
He did it, boys.
And I'm Todd. Don't let the days go by. Glycerine.
Yeah! Oh, man!
And we're saying thanks for debating with us. And if you think we're wrong, you can come fight us behind the swing sets by the hot dog bush, nerds.
Thanks, Gavin Saucedale.